Hey guys, welcome. Today I'm going to show my simple asset management system which makes loading assets inside Houdini much more easier than the default method. So let's see how this works. Here I have two nodes, one is asset from lib and one is asset to lib. Basically I have a library which is here. I have a library of 3D models from which I load the models using this node. So here you can see I can change the parameter here and load the model in an instant like that, and I have options to load different LODs and different versions of the model, and also there is an option to enable shading. You can see it assigns a shader to the model, and also you can preview the textures on that model. So if you go to the browse current asset path, it will take you to the exact path of where the model lives, and you can see there is a texture folder in which I have some textures. So these textures are assigned to the model that you can visualize using this texture preview. You can disable it and you can directly render this guy in the renderer. I'll show you. I'm using the redshift, so I just choose that, and I'll also set the camera. So the camera is in awkward position. Let's change this and render this guy. As you can see, it gives some glitches. It can be easily fixed. There is some small bug, so I need to allow editing of contents, then only it works. So now you can see it works perfectly. Let's try to change the model. Pause the renderer for now. Let's try to change the model. Let's go with the shoe and let's try to reload. So it doesn't work because you need to hit the reload geometry here. Yeah, now you can see the shoe is loaded with the textures, and I will just focus on the shoe. Yeah, that's a good view. Yeah, as you can see, it loads it. Let's change to a different model and see. Granite. Yeah, it loads perfectly. So all the material assignments, everything is working pretty good. So you don't have to manually assign textures or manually loading in the paths. That's pretty tedious. That's how this asset from lib works. Now let's see how to send the asset to the library. Any asset from the internet you can load, and then this node will organize the asset in our library in a proper way so that this node can load that properly. Let's look at how it's built. So if you go into the one of the assets, you can see the structure of the asset. So this is named based on what we set here. So I can basically import a model. I have a model here. So I downloaded this tree trunk from Polyheaven. This has few textures. As you can see in the texture folder, we have few maps available. Let's see how to push this into our library. So using this asset to lib tool. So you can see I just connected it directly to the asset to lib and renamed this to dead trunk. You can name it anything you want. That name will appear here. I will set the type to property, LOD to B, and format to VGO. You can also set the versions. I'll set it to 1. So when loading these files from internet, usually these models will be in different scales. So to neatly have them in a scale that fits your pipeline, I always use this Tommy geometry and then scale down the given model. So So here you can see this is scaled to 0.01, but it can be any number. In this case it worked pretty well, so I just kept it as it is. So this parameter helps you to scale the model which you downloaded here. Okay, so you can use a transform sop, that also works, but this is packed inside the asset toolib, so you can easily just do it without having extra nodes. And also you can align this so that it properly fits, it properly sits in the ground. So you can also change this to center alignment if you want, or minimum alignment, so the bottommost part will sit in the floor. This can be helpful when you are doing some table or chair, those kind of assets, or even human, which you want to make sure that the bottommost part is sitting on top of the floor. So this can help in that process. You don't have to manually do it, you can just click align and it should work. So that's it. So the next thing is I'll set the name for the prop. So this is a prop. If I am importing a character, so let's say this is a character, I will just connect it and say character here. This is just a naming convention, so that naming will appear here. It will be a bit easier when you are picking up from here. You can choose character easily if you see this. So that's why I have that type here. I'll just set this back to prop and leave it to default. The name is coming from this node name. You can give any name here, and then I don't want to change this. This is directly pointing to path where my Houdini asset library lives, which is this. So I have an environment variable set to this particular path, so I don't have to type this path every time. I just need to put $Houdini asset library HALib, so that it directly points to that path. So I never have to change this unless I decide to change the library path. Okay, then click on the assign textures, and then I'll just go to this folder. Here I'll go to that folder. Okay, yeah, I'm in this folder. You can see there are 4 textures available. What I'll do is I'll have this open here and have this open here, and now I can just drag and drop the textures, diffuse to diffuse, displacement to height, roughness to roughness, and then normals to normals. So I have 4 maps, I assign them, and here you can just leave them empty. So that's it basically. You can also preview the textures here as well. As soon as you assign that, you can preview them like that. So I have these textures. Now you can disable the preview and just hit save to disk. That's it. So that's how you put this asset to the library. So if you go to the library, you can see dead trunk here. So inside this you can see the LODB and version. I saved it as BGO, so it is here, and also the textures appears here. So let's see if it can be loaded using the asset lib. So currently I am loading some granite. So if you check, yeah, the dead trunk is here. Now press reload. Yeah, the asset is here. So now you have successfully put this downloaded model into your library in your own way, so that this can be reused in any scene. So that's how this asset management system works. You can add as many models as you want. This just takes like 2-3 minutes to set this up and save to disk, and then forever it is available in Houdini. You don't have to think about it where it is. You can just drop asset to asset from lib and then choose the asset, and just directly you can render this. So I'll show you how if it is working in the render view. So now let's choose the turntable camera and adjust the height a little bit. Yeah, just the scale. Yeah, that's enough. Let's preview this in the viewport. Sorry, let's render this. Yeah, it is rendering successfully. So that way you load the assets in an instant and you can render them directly. That's how my simple asset management system works. I'm going to build some advanced asset management system that can be used in Solaris. This is pretty outdated, so I'm going to stop developing this and start fresh with the USDs. Let's see how it works. I will definitely share the updates with you guys. Keep supporting and drop some comments on how much you like this. Thanks a lot for watching. See you next time.